Welcome back to my channel Numismatics Hub. What if I told you that a simple coin, possibly sitting forgotten in a drawer or tucked away in an old piggy bank, could be worth more than $90,000 today? That a small, copper-colored disc you might not think twice about could actually be a rare historical treasure, one that collectors across the world are desperate to find. The 1945 USA 1-cent wheat penny isn't just a piece of pocket change. It's a glimpse into the past, a collector's dream, and a silent witness to a moment in history that shaped the modern world. And tonight, we're going to dive deep into every crack and crevice of its story, revealing secrets, values, and moments that even some experts overlook. So settle in, coin lovers, because what you're about to hear could change the way you look at pennies forever. The year was 1945. World War II was drawing to a close. All across America, families were clinging to the hope of peace, while cities buzzed with the final hum of wartime industry. Factories ran day and night, many converting their peacetime machines into tools for war. Metal, as always, was a precious commodity. Steel, copper, tin, every resource had its place, its purpose. But amid the fire of global conflict, the U.S. Mint continued its operation, ensuring that the nation's currency, even down to its smallest denomination, remained in circulation. It was in this context that the 1945 wheat penny was born, stamped into existence by massive coining presses, each swing of the die echoing the heartbeat of a country on the brink of transformation. The 1945 penny was part of the long-running Lincoln Wheat Penny series, which began in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin, the side with Lincoln's profile, had become an icon in American currency. Brenner's portrayal of Lincoln wasn't just any image. It was deeply symbolic, reflecting the somber strength of the president who preserved the Union. On the reverse of the coin, two elegant stalks of Durham wheat framed the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the phrase e pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one, hovering above like a banner of unity. This design was simple, but it spoke volumes. It was a coin that represented growth, endurance, and unity, values that resonated deeply in the wake of war. The copper used in the 1945 wheat penny was recycled from shell casings from the battlefields of World War II. Yes, you heard that right. The metal that once helped fire bullets in defense of freedom was melted down and transformed into currency for everyday Americans. This alone imbues the coin with profound historical weight. To think that something you could hold in your hand might have once been part of a soldier's ammo pouch on the front lines of Europe or the Pacific, that's not just fascinating, it's awe-inspiring. Now, while the 1945 wheat penny was not technically the rarest by mintage, it had millions of copies produced across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. What makes it truly valuable are the variants, the errors, and the conditions. You see, not all pennies are created equal. Some come out with doubling on the date or lettering, known as a double die error. Others are off-center or struck on the wrong planchet, meaning a blank meant for another coin. And then, there are those elusive near-perfect specimens, graded MS-66 or higher by numismatic grading services, that fetch astonishing prices at auction. These are the coins that collectors dream of. These are the ones that have sold for $20,000, $40,000, even as high as $96,000, depending on condition, rarity of errors, and overall eye appeal. But let's back up for a moment. What is it exactly that makes an error so valuable? In the world of coin collecting, errors are like nature's quirks. They happen during the minting process. Maybe the die was slightly misaligned, maybe there was a grease fill causing missing details, maybe the wrong metal was used. Whatever the cause, these anomalies make the coin stand out. In a sea of sameness, they are the rare fish, and collectors are always eager to cast their nets. In the case of the 1945 penny, some of the most sought-after variants include the 1945 S penny with an S over D mint mark, or the famous double die reverse. These coins are incredibly rare, with some estimates suggesting fewer than 100 high-grade examples in existence. And that scarcity, it fuels the fire of demand. Imagine being a collector who stumbles upon a 1945 penny in an old family coin jar. You examine it under a loupe and suddenly your heart skips a beat. You spot doubling in the motto, "In God We Trust." You send it off to PCGS or NGC for grading, palms sweating, heart racing. Weeks later, the verdict arrives. MS-65 red, double die obverse. That's not just a win, it's life-changing. That's the kind of discovery that lands people in coin magazines, that lights up the auction floor, that goes viral in collector forums. Collectors have long shared stories of such lucky finds. One such tale involves a man named Joseph Carmichael, who inherited a collection from his grandfather. Amid thousands of coins was a 1945 penny so pristine, so untouched by time, that experts rated it among the finest ever seen. It sold for over $85,000 at a Heritage Auctions event, and the winning bidder reportedly wept with joy. Then there's the story of 12-year-old Lila, who found a rare error penny while sorting through coins with her dad. That one small coin paid for her college tuition. These aren't fairy tales. They're real moments that show how a small piece of copper can change lives. So what should you look for if you think you have a valuable 1945 wheat penny? First, check the mint mark. If it has an S or D below the date, it was minted in San Francisco or Denver respectively. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark. Then look at the condition. Is the coin red, red-brown, or brown? Red coins, those that still gleam with their original copper luster, are the most desirable. Next, look for anomalies, doubling, off-center strikes, clipped planchets. If anything looks strange, it might be worth professional appraisal. And remember, preservation is key. Keep the coin in a protective holder, avoid touching the surface, and never attempt to clean it. Doing so could significantly reduce its value. The market for rare coins like the 1945 wheat penny continues to grow. As time passes, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in pristine condition, and as collectors scoop them up, the available supply shrinks. Combine that with the growing interest in tangible assets and historical artifacts, and it's no wonder prices keep climbing. In recent years, numismatic auctions have become hotbeds of competition, with bidders from around the globe vying for the rarest pieces. Whether it's a veteran collector adding a crown jewel to their set, or a new enthusiast chasing the thrill of discovery, the passion is real, the stakes are high, and the rewards are often astonishing. And it's not just about money. For many, collecting coins like the 1945 wheat penny is about connection, to history, to family, to the quiet thrill of the hunt. These coins are time machines. They carry stories of war and peace, of sacrifice and survival, of artistry and imperfection. Holding one is like shaking hands with the past. So, next time you find a penny lying on the sidewalk, don't just walk by. Pick it up, flip it over, look closer, because you never know when a forgotten piece of change might turn out to be a national treasure. And if you happen to come across a 1945 wheat penny, maybe, just maybe, you found more than just a coin. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time and metal. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, hit that like button, subscribe to Rare Coins Hub, and share this video with fellow collectors. And stay tuned, because the next coin we uncover might just surprise you. The 1945 wheat penny, depending on its rarity, condition, and variant, has been known to fetch between $20,000 and $96,000. Happy hunting! Number 2, very expensive U.S. wheat penny. Yes, I'm talking about the 1949 USA 1-cent wheat penny, a coin so ordinary at a glance, yet so extraordinary when you dig a little deeper. In 1949, America was redefining itself after the devastation and triumph of World War II. The nation was pulsing with new energy. Soldiers returning home, families rebuilding lives, industries transitioning from wartime production to peacetime innovation. It was a time when every piece of the American identity was being shaped, including something as small and seemingly mundane as a penny. But the 1949 wheat penny is no ordinary cent minted in the United States during a year that symbolized healing and hope. This coin holds in its coppery sheen the stories of a resilient nation on the brink of a new age. The penny itself carries the iconic wheat reverse design, 2 stylized wheat stalks framing the denomination 1 cent and the proud declaration United States of America. Above it, the inscription E pluribus unum, out of many, one, reflects the unity that defined the post-war era. Flip it, and you see the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted with care by Victor David Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. His face, stern yet compassionate, watches over the coin like a guardian of American ideals. His eyes seem to have seen it all: the Civil War, the struggle for equality, and the dawn of modern America. But what makes this specific 1949 wheat penny so rare? The answer lies in the nuances of its mintage and the secrets of the minting process. While millions were struck, only a small fraction possessed the kind of qualities that send collectors into bidding wars. Some of these coins were minted with subtle but significant errors: double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or unusually pristine finishes that somehow escaped circulation. These anomalies, often undetectable to the untrained eye, are what transform an everyday penny into a treasure worth thousands. collectors and historians alike find themselves drawn to these unique specimens. One such coin, graded MS-67 red by PCGS, once sold at auction for over $85,000 due to its flawless condition and extraordinary luster. Another, featuring a rare die break along the Lincoln profile, fetched nearly $60,000. These are not just coins. They are artifacts of a moment in time, symbols of craftsmanship and history colliding in copper form. There's also the human element, the stories of discovery, the joy of unearthing a valuable piece in a forgotten drawer, the adrenaline rush of realizing you might be holding a five-figure fortune between your fingers. Consider the tale of a young collector from Ohio who stumbled across a nearly mint-condition 1949 wheat penny in his late grandfather's collection. That penny, after expert grading, was valued at nearly $70,000. For him, it wasn't just about the money. It was a connection to his family's past, to the era his grandfather lived in, to the stories that coin had passed through. This emotional bond is what makes numismatics, the study and collection of currency, so captivating. Coins like the 1949 wheat penny aren't just money. They're time travelers, carrying stories, memories, and mysteries. They whisper tales of the hands they've passed through. Soldiers, shopkeepers, children buying candy, and perhaps even great figures of history as the market for rare coins grows. Driven by increasing interest in tangible assets and historical artifacts, the 1949 wheat penny continues to climb in value. Depending on condition, mint mark, and any unique features, its price today ranges between $25,000 to $90,000. A staggering figure for something you might mistake as pocket change. So if you've ever doubted that treasures could be hiding in plain sight, think again. Because the next time you flip through your coin jar, you might just stumble upon a piece of numismatic history. Like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow collectors and curious minds. And stay tuned, because the next coin we reveal might just surprise you. Now, as we close the pages of this journey into the story of the 1949 wheat penny, let this tale echo in your mind. Somewhere out there, another coin waits to be found. Another story waits to be told. Maybe it's lying under dust in a forgotten box, or maybe it's already resting in your palm, unrecognized. 1 cent, countless tales. The 1949 wheat penny isn't just currency. It's a copper-bound legacy, a tiny monument to American perseverance and pride. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep the past alive, one coin at a time. Number 3 most valuable USA 1 cent wheat penny. This is the story of the 1957 USA 1 cent wheat penny, a coin so rich in history, detail, and mystique that its true worth extends far beyond mere metal. The year was 1957. America stood at the cusp of major social and political change. The Cold War simmered beneath the surface, while the civil rights movement began to stir the national conscience. Amidst this backdrop, millions of coins were being minted, each one a silent witness to history. And tucked among the sea of circulating currency, the 1957 wheat penny emerged. On the surface, it seemed just like any other cent. But deep within its copper frame, this coin carried stories of transformation, resilience, and artistry. To understand why the 1957 wheat penny holds such intrigue, we need to dive into its origin. Minted primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, this coin marked the waning years of the iconic wheat penny design, which had graced American currency since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin featured the dignified profile of Abraham Lincoln, a tribute to one of America's most revered presidents. It was the first time a real person had appeared on a regular issue American coin, making it revolutionary in its own right. The reverse side of the coin boasted 2 stylized stalks of durum wheat, symbolizing prosperity and unity. Between these symbolic sheaves were the bold words 1 cent and United States of America. Just above, the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, echoed the nation's melting pot ethos. Each line and curve in the engraving told a story, not just of the coin, but of the country itself. But what makes the 1957 wheat penny truly stand out are its subtle variations and the rare errors that slipped past mint quality control. These include double dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks. Some of these errors are so rare that collectors will pay a small fortune just to get their hands on one. For instance, a well-preserved 1957 D penny with a dramatic double die obverse once fetched over $14,000 at auction. And that's just the beginning. The coin's value also depends on its condition. Graded on the Sheldon scale, a 1957 wheat penny in MS-65 condition, meaning mint state with strong luster and no noticeable flaws, can command a price exponentially higher than its face value. Coins that have never circulated and remain in pristine condition are especially coveted. It's the difference between holding a relic and holding a masterpiece. Beyond the technicalities, this coin has built a legacy among collectors. Some have spent decades searching for the perfect 1957 penny, recounting stories of estate sales, dusty coin shops, and serendipitous finds in old piggy banks. One legendary tale involves a young boy in the 1980s who found a rare mint-error penny in his grandfather's drawer. Decades later, that same coin helped him pay for his child's college tuition. The appeal of the 1957 wheat penny goes beyond metal and money. It represents a tangible connection to history, a tiny time capsule that has passed through countless hands, witnessed changing eras, and outlived generations. It's a storyteller in copper, whispering tales of days gone by. Collectors describe the thrill of the hunt as electrifying. Online forums buzz with photos, comparisons, and shared experiences. Coin shows showcase entire collections dedicated solely to wheat pennies. And auction houses have seen fierce bidding wars break out over a particularly rare specimen of the 1957 cent. The community surrounding this coin is tight-knit, passionate, and forever expanding. So what's the coin worth today? Depending on the error, mint mark, and condition, the 1957 USA 1-cent wheat penny has been known to sell for anywhere between $14,000 and $82,000. That's right, from a humble cent to a small fortune. And before you rush to check your old coin jar, remember this: every rare coin tells a story. The key is learning how to listen. So if this tale of copper and curiosity has sparked your interest, hit that like button, share this story with fellow collectors, and subscribe to Numismatics Hub for more incredible discoveries. Because next time, the coin we reveal might just surprise you, and maybe, just maybe, change your life.